Awesome. So here we have Helen, who's been through an amazing journey. And so, welcome to Helen. Really excited to have you for the call. And yeah, you've done amazingly well with double digit coaching. You keep on achieving great in your weight loss goals, and you're such a vibrant energy in the group. And yeah, you're really like a role model for everyone in our community. So I thought to hand it over for you. And I guess, like, when did you start with double digit coaching, and how long have you wanted to lose weight for?
Well, I was an overweight child, as I told you, and grew into an overweight adult. And I was fairly lucky that I wasn't weighing my weight in years now, because from about 14 to 22, I put on about a stone for every year I gained in age. So I have tried Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and Easy Slim and a few other dieting programs before. And at my heaviest weight, about 2017, I was about 143 kilo.
Yeah.
That's when I sort of decided I was going to get better. And my New Year's resolution from then on, for about the last 5 years, is just to be better. Better at everything in my life, saving money, a wife, husband, better relationships with my bosses and my colleagues and friends and family even. And that's where it sort of began. And I started changing my mindset, listening and learning about how to change the way you talk to yourself, stop the self-abuse, the self-bashing and the bad words, and changing them to positive. And wasn't getting anywhere fast. I had lost around about 5 or nearly 7 kilos at the beginning of last year. Then you popped up on my Facebook page at the double digits. Do you want to get down to double digits? And I thought, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
So I joined up with you. That was, I think, in around about July of last year. I'm not June or July, so it's about 7 months now.
Yeah.
We did a visualization, and you sort of showed me where I could be, and I think that was worth the joining fee alone, because that just really set in my mind where, like I say, I'd been doing mindset stuff and learning how to talk to myself in a better way and stop the self-abuse, and learning that one mistake in a day is only one mistake in the day. I can move on from that. I don't have to make the whole day a bad day. I can say that was one bad moment and move on. And your visualization sort of really set it in my mind, and I can see where I was as a 14-year-old at 14 stone in my mind now. And I never knew that girl from the time I was 14. I've grown up, and when I think of myself, and my backstory is I was always a big boned person and a fat aunties and a fat grandma, and came from, people who were just built big. So that was my family backstory. That I grew up with. Oh, don't worry, Auntie May's a big lady, and Auntie Vera's a big lady. Grandma Quady was a really big lady, and she was only 5'1", so she was like a little beer barrel sort of lady. And that's where I grew up with. So it was never really spoken about in, perhaps we should try and get your weight down, it's not healthy or whatever. It's just, oh, you come from a big family of big people. So, but then I decided, like I say, I knew my health was not as good as it could be. Got grandchildren now, and just wanted to be better. And then I sort of met you and thought, well, I can be a lot better. I sort of know that this year last year, it is now, I had to work on me in that genuinely being better. I can better all the other aspects of my life, but I'm still sort of sitting where I am at this overweight person. And I saw your program. I thought that will really help. And it's different to the other ones because there is a lot more mind coaching, goal setting. I mean, you go to Weight Watchers and they say, oh, yeah, eat this, and they talk about calories and the diet side of it. They don't sort of build you into a healthy lifestyle, which is where you're coming. You change your friends, change your attitude and all that. And it just sort of really hit a chord with me. And since then, I've been going on like wildfire. Like I say, I'm down 15 kilos from where I was when I joined. I was 135 when I joined with you. 121.3 on the scales this morning. So that's 15 kilo almost, or just over.
Wow.
And feeling really good about that. And I have, like I say, I reduce my weight and set it free. I don't lose it, because if I lose it, it implies that it has to be found again.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think all the other ones have failed because they talk about weight loss. And to me, you lose your car keys, you go looking for them.
Yeah.
You lose your glasses, you find them again. So if you lose weight, you're going to find it again. And I always found it, and plus more in the other times I have tried it. So this time I'm reducing my weight and I'm setting it free, releasing it out there. So I'm a conservationist now. I'm, capturing it and chucking it out and letting it be free out there in the nether world.
Yeah.
So, and I've just gone through my wardrobe and chucked out all my large 26 pants. And they're a size 22 at the moment. So that's a big moment for me. And I've sort of got into a size 20. They don't look the best on at the moment, but I can do the zip up and they feel okay. I probably wouldn't like to sit in them a long time because I'd really push into my belly, but that's going down. So I thought, well,
Wow.
Before, when I've lost weight and reduced, I've always kept those clothes in a back corner. Well, they're gone now. They're no longer in my wardrobe. They've been released to a charity shop and someone else can get the use of them. Yeah. And I think that's also the mindset change. It's been that's been the biggest challenge. And forgiving yourself, I think, was the other thing.
100%.
I have lived my life as a big fat person. I've self-abused all my life, and yet my body still worked for me. I'm still here. So I had to forgive all that badness. And I used to chuck heaps of abuse at myself. I mean, I was really good at self-abusive talk, oh, Helen, you're fat, no one likes you, blah, 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 so on and so on. And as soon as you think, no, I forgive myself all that. My body has served me up until now. Yeah. And it has served me as good as I have let it serve me. But if I can sort of start loving it, it's going to serve me so much better. And I think that's also a big, big part of success. Yeah. Is you've got to change the talk, and forgive what's gone on before, because that's gone. It's no longer relevant. And 100%. Been a positive journey so far. Yeah. And I'll continue on in that same positive vibe now that I sort of have a toolbox to work with, so to speak. Wow. Incredible. So much wisdom and gold there. It's incredible. Like, the identity shift that we had on our very first call was incredible. And I still remember that because afterwards, you gave me that feedback that just the visualization alone would be worth the whole investment of the program. And I was taken back because I didn't realize that my coaching was that good. So thank you for that. Yeah, well, like I say, I'd never encountered in the programs I have tried before anything like that. They give you a calorie, they give you the diet, you follow their food. You might come into the meeting and they weigh you and they talk about one little aspect, but it's never across how you feel about yourself, how you talk to yourself, what you're doing. It's like, you've got to exercise more if you want to lose weight. You've got to eat the right food, have these skinny yogurts, have this blah, blah, blah. And my doctor was the first one that sort of put the 80-20%, be good 80% of the time, have that 20% of treats or whatever, and you break that down. But I've gone for, I've given up drinking cool drink, except for the very rare occasion, and I drink sparkling water now because I can't handle flat water unless it's icy cold. Yeah. And it's just those little things. Whereas once upon a time I'd have, a litre of cool drink in a week, whereas now I have, 100 bottles of sparkling water, which is no calories. So you're not consuming all these hidden stuff. And that's the other thing. It's just working out. Like I say, I used to be a chocolate fiend, and now I've still got choc chips in my cupboard from our day the other day. I've only used a tablespoon in my oats the other morning, and they're still sitting there. Mind you, they still smell like plasticware, but that's fine. They are still in the cupboard, and I don't sort of binge eat that stuff. Like I say, I opened up a family block of chocolate, I'd eat the whole lot, because once it's open, it's there to be consumed, is what my mindset was. So if I want to have chocolate now, I'll go out and buy a little 5-block bar, may pay through the earth for it, but it satisfies. When it's done, it's gone. The wrapper's in the bin and it's no longer there to be tempting. So
100%.
That's where I shifted my change in that.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
no, it's been doing well. And like I say, I'm not dieting. I'm on a lifestyle plan.
Yeah.
I have an eating plan for a healthy lifestyle. And I've learned to like buckwheat, quinoa and chia seeds stuck in my teeth and all that sort of stuff that comes with eating healthy.
Yeah.
And yes, you've got to want to do it, I think, too. It's got to be for you. And I think that's where I've fallen also before, is because I've joined up because a girlfriend joined up and wanted someone to go with because she wouldn't go on her own. And, your doctor tells you you've got to lose weight and you think, well, I've got to go and do something. So you go and do it. But this time it's my choice, my time. Just like when you give up smoking, everybody can tell you how bad it is for you, but you've got to do it for you. And I always used to say I gave up smoking at the drop of a hat one day. I just decided to go cold turkey. Mind you, it's been now 29 years or something. But I had to be ready to do that. And I kept on saying, just if food was so easy to give up, and it's because you can't stop eating is always what held me back, I think, too. You've got to eat to live. You can't go cold turkey on food. You need to cold turkey the bad food and make wiser choices with the good foods. And that's something I couldn't get my head around. When I gave up smoking, I ballooned up and, like I say, got a bit heavier for every sort of year. I was not the stone in weight for every year, but a little bit heavier every year until about 2017. And that's when I sort of started thinking, something's got to work for me and just being better. But food is, you've got to choose the healthy food and allow yourself to go out and have, I go out with my husband every time he comes home. He's a fly-in, fly-out worker. So when he's home, we go out and have a lunch. We don't have dinner because I think I can't eat a dinner. I'm going to sleep on this big false tummy. So we go out and have lunch. Yeah. And, I'll have the schnitzel with the mashed potato and the salad dressing and sometimes a lemon, lime and bitter or soda water. And that's my treat for when he's home. Once upon a time, it used to be chocolate bars and chips and ice creams and that, because his way of treating me was to buy me something tasty. And I used to say, buy me a plant, but a plant isn't gratifying for him. He'd say, oh, I've bought you a choc milk, I've bought you a cherry ripe, because he'd go down and he'd buy that and he'd bring one home for me. And I thought, you've got to stop that. I don't want it. So it's like now and then I have an ice cream with him, but it's seldom. Once upon a time I'd match him ice cream for ice cream. If he bought a box of 2 or 4, we'd have 2 each in one sitting sort of thing, because that's how he'd eat them. So I'd match him because I thought I was missing out. Whereas now I think that's not how it goes. He can have as many as he wants. His health is his concern. Yes, I worry about him a little bit, but it's ultimately, he's an adult. He can deal with it and decide when he wants to do it. He can do it, because nagging doesn't work.
Yeah, 100%. You have to want to do it for you,
Yes.
And it's what were you saying, sorry?
So that's certainly how it is. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like a journey of self-compassion and self-love. And I feel like that's what you addressed, right? You have to forgive yourself to be able to move forward and really decide that, enough's enough. And I'm going to show myself self-love and self-compassion. And I'm going to show myself self-care. And it's about having that line in the sand and then having that identity shift that I'm no longer going to go down this path. I'm going to go down another path, and day by day, I'm going to aim to be 1% better each and every day, and to slowly make that identity shift. And to get, I remember you saying this to me, that you wanted to be nice and slow because you wanted to get to know the person that you were becoming, right?
That's true. Yeah. I remember that because, like I say, I couldn't remember me as a 14-year-old. Yes, and I've never known myself as a slimmer adult. I've always been a size 22, 24, 26. I've never been anything under. Never been a 16 as an adult. I was, size 14 size 16 at 14 years old, sort of to say. So I've never known what it's like to live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I have to get to know myself again, and it is a self-discovery. Yes, I am a good person. Yes, I really do enjoy going out and walking. It was only gave up because my knees hurt, my husband was sedentary and all that sort of stuff. That's gone. I leave him at home and I'll say, look, I'm going out, I'm going to be gone an hour, I'm going walking. When he likes to sleep in bed, and I've always been a fairly early riser. So during the summer I was getting up at like 5 o'clock and going out and having a walk or doing some exercises or whatever, and then when he'd get up, whenever that would be, then we'd go and do what we did together. But I'd already done my exercises, so whatever was on top of that was bonus. And that's, I think, part of it as well. You know, you've got to fit in for you what's doable.
Yeah, 100%. And if you had advice for someone who is in the same position as you, what advice would you give them, before you started on your journey? What would be the advice?
Forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and self-talk. I think they are two of the biggest things that have helped me, finally realizing that I do not have to put up with the life I had. I can forgive that. And like I say, my body has carried me through all that and it survived. Yeah. May not be the healthiest body I could have had. And if I'd done something sooner, maybe I would have fought off the diabetes and some of the other issues which came with being overweight, sore knees and sore ankles and that sort of stuff. But you've got to forgive yourself. I did know better. And I used to say to people, I know how to do it, I just haven't got the willpower, or whatever the excuse was. Well, you've also got to forgive that. It's an excuse when it all comes down to it. You do have the willpower, but you've got to forgive that self-abusive talk. And because you are worth it, no matter where you are right now, whether you're 150 kilo or 121 like me, whether you've got sore knees or whatever, there is an exercise program you can do, and you can thank your body for a start to getting you where you are. Because, a lot of people probably would have given up or fallen off or had a heart attack or whatever, but you're still here. So forgive yourself for where you are now, and then start today to improve. And like I say, one mistake is one mistake. It's not a whole day's worth. So if you have that chocolate bar, or you go and binge that sort of cool drink, or have that alcohol, or whatever you're going to do, that's one moment in your day. And I forget how many are. There's 24 hours and 60 minutes in every hour and 60 seconds in, every minute sort of thing. And that builds up to a lot over the day. So it's only one little tiny moment that you've got to forgive yourself for. Don't make that an excuse to continue on. If you make a mistake at morning tea and you have that cake, that's it. It's done. It's gone. Don't do it through lunch and afternoon and dinner. Just fix it there and then. Okay, yes, I've had that. Okay, I enjoyed it. But now it's time to focus on where I'm going.
Wow. So. Awesome. That's awesome advice. That's so good. It's all about, forgiving yourself. So, you can move forward, and one bad decision doesn't define you, right? Just back the horse and do what's right next time, and there's no point beating yourself up, but instead pull yourself up, saying, yes, I can do this. I do know better than that, and I will achieve this. And my next meal is going to be even better. It's going to be healthy. It's going to be nutritious. Then, that's the positive feedback that, and
your brain responds to that, because eventually those choices become a bit easier. Yes. When I look in my pantry and I think, oh, okay, I've got white rice, I've got basmati rice, and I've got brown rice, and I've got, wild rice, I think, in my pantry at the moment. I'm having rice, okay, I'll choose. And I go for the low glycemic, which is the basmati rice. So I'll have that instead of the white rice that, I might have had in the past. So when that's finally gone, it's not longer coming back into my pantry.
Yes.
It's about shifting. There's a lot of quinoa, and there's buckwheat, and there's pearl barley. I used to hate pearl barley because pearl barley is for soup for me, but to eat it as a grain, as a starch and a good solid carbohydrate, is quite tasty. I've learnt to like it. So that's also, you know, whereas my starches used to always be potato, and then I changed to sweet potato, but they're still not the best choice I could be making. So yes, it's choosing better choices for the food that you want to eat. We don't have white bread in my house. We either have wholemeal or we have multigrain. Constantly, I don't even buy it for the grandkids. My son will buy himself some white bread now and then, but he even goes for the wholemeal bread these days because it's just been such a natural in our household for the last 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's changed by what you want to see your family do. You've got to do it for yourself. It's like, do what I do, not do as I say.
Yeah, 100%. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah, be the person you want your family to be, I guess, is that's coming down to.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Show them the good habits, and hopefully they'll follow. And if they don't, well, that's their choice. You know, I basically have adult children, so I'm no longer responsible for them.
100%.
But the grandkids have got to eat what grandma eats. You know, they don't get a lot of special. I will buy them a chocolate frog. Actually, I do buy a pack of chocolate frogs when they come, and I make sure there's fruit juice in the fridge for them in those little sipper bottles. Yeah. But that's about the only concession they get. They get what we eat. And if my husband's home, that might be sausages with whatever. But if he's not home, it's just what grandma's eating. So it's usually some sort of grain and some salad or vegetables cooked. They like their vegetables, actually. I'm quite lucky with them.
Oh, so good. So good. Awesome. And Helen, if someone was on the fence about joining double digit coaching, maybe they're in like the maybe and everything like that, and they're a lady in the triple digits or over 100 kilos, and they're in the maybe, or they're just they applied or they saw the ad on Facebook, what advice would you give them, or what would you say to them?
I would say definitely join up. There's a wealth of information on your website that you can go through at your own pace. Whether you want to keep all that advice, that's entirely up to you, but I'm sure you'll find some real gems that you can really grab hold of and that'll speak to you somewhere in there. Like I say, yours was the visualization for me.
Yeah.
That's sort of what sold it to me. But going through what you've got on your webpage, there's a lot of stuff in there. And if you want to take the time and go right through it, you can find everything you need. The tools are there.
Yeah.
It's just how you apply those tools in your journey that'll give you the success. The mindset is one of them. The visualization is another one. Forgiveness is a big key. And there is a community out there that you can join up where you're not going to be judged. That's also a very good thing, is the non-judgment of the ladies that are in the group, all try and cheer each other on and commiserate when something, doesn't quite work out the way you want it to, and encourage you to do better for yourself. So that's also well worth joining up for, because sometimes you just need someone that you don't really know too well to tell you that you are doing well, because the group you surround yourself with don't always let you know that you are brilliant, that you're doing good, that you've done well to, and goal set, the goals are there. And if you want to get down to double digits and be that 99, 90 kilo or whatever, 60 kilo, even if that's where you want to be eventually, you've got to start small. My goal was 10 kilo. Well, I've surpassed that. When I first joined you, I only wanted to lose 10 because I knew I had to do it slowly, because the weight crept on slowly all my life. And to get it off, it's not a fast fix. That's it. It's not a fast fix. It's about mending all areas of your life. So I don't think that you're just going to join up and it's going to fall off tomorrow. I've set a goal for about 500 grams a week, so I know it's going to be a long journey. So join up, do the visualization, go through the information there. If you want to follow a diet plan, it's there. You can find it easy enough. The exercise program are there. They're there for you. You can find them in your group if you go looking for it. And like I say, the ladies that are in it are non-judgmental. They're all fighting that same battle, and we all have a different backstory, but we all want to do the same thing, and that's get down to the double digits.
Awesome.
So,
Very good. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you and everything that you bring. And I think that, out of a lot of the ladies that I've coached, everything that I've tried to do and everything that I've tried to teach, you've taken it on board, and you've practiced it, and you've achieved your goals, and you can continue to achieve your goals. So I'm super proud of you, and yeah, thank you for giving this 100%, and doing what you said you were going to do. So it's awesome. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And I'm getting better. Maybe not 100% better each day, but definitely better.
The 1%, the 1% each and every day.
Yes,
that's how we're
and
going.
that adds up over a lifetime. Let me tell you.
100%.
Yes.
Oh, so if you've been with us for 9 months, that's well over 100 days. So how long is that? Is that 200 days maybe?
I think it's 7 months.
7 months.
So July. I can't remember. I joined up the end of June or whether it was early July last year. So it's 7 months, which is what's that? 30 days in a month. 3 sevens are 200 and whatever days. No. Yeah. So
trying to do quick maths.
Maths is not my strong point. I'll tell you that right now.
That's all right.
But like I say, I've pretty much achieved my 500 grams a week. There have been weeks where there have been no loss, weeks where there have been only 100 grams or so. And don't get discouraged by that. I sort of look at the scales and I think, well, okay, that's fine. As long as it's not going up, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And you have bad weeks and you have bad days, and your body reacts if you don't exercise, if you do exercise too much. I mean, it's all, a learning curve. And as long as the numbers continue to go down, it's all good.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's where I'm at. So I've achieved my first goal. I have yet to book my glass bottom boat kayak ride.
Yeah.
That was my first thing. I have walked around the lighthouse, around the Cape. So that was one of the goals I set for losing the weight. So yeah, it's rewarding those little victories. So as well. So I did something a little bit fun. I mean, I went and saw the art gallery and climbed the stairs over in Bunbury and do all these things, and they all get their own little reward for doing it. So
love it.
Yeah,
love
you
it.
can't sort of, and I don't set food rewards. They are activity type rewards.
Yeah.
I walk out the jetty. I, walk up the stairs at the art gallery. I walk out don't walk the lighthouse, so they're just too steep, and I don't know that I'd be able to go with the group that fast. Mind you, the lookout I look at in Bunbury is 92 steps. Our lighthouse, the geograph, is only 83, I think. It's the Lewin that's down south further that's the tallest in Australia. So that'll be my goal. A little bit further down the track is to take that tour and not hold everybody up. The last time I tried to do it, I just sort of said, oh, look, you go up, I'll just go down because I'm holding everybody up, because the poor old tour guide was waiting for me to, and I'd had a bad knee which hadn't recovered, and climbing up all those, I think there's 100 and something other steps in that one, and I just couldn't do it. So I just went down and let my husband continue on up, and I went and just walked the grounds around the bottom. But climbing stairs is my big, so that's what I set for my task, to judge where my fitness level is. If I can get up those stairs, yeah. I did really well the last time I climbed that lighthouse, the lookout tower, 92 steps. I think it took me just under 2 minutes the first time.
Wow.
Down to a minute and a half the last time I did it. So that's, from where I was to where I am, that's a big improvement. Doesn't sound a lot, but for me, that's huge. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Wow.
So awesome, Helen. Well, yeah, you're doing awesome. So keep up the great work. And it's probably around 210 days since you've joined. So you're probably, or even more, 210% better. So good work.
Would you say 210?
210, yeah. I had to use my calculator. My dad.
Yeah, I'm just doing that right now.
My dad's a math teacher, so he won't be that happy. Sorry, Dad.
about 140 gram, yeah, every day, roughly. So that's not too bad either.
Not bad at all. All right, Helen.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
no worries. Nice talking to you, John.
Nice talking to you too. You take care.
I certainly will.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.